Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name's Rebecca, I'm 44 years old and I'm somebody who has a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis who saw a radical transformation in my health on starting the carnivore diet a year ago. In my previous video I talked about 5 things that I find difficult about the diet, and in this video I want to talk about the flip side of that, which is 5 things I love about the diet. And of course, the first thing that I love about the diet is that it fixed my multiple sclerosis. It restored my health and my strength, both physically and cognitively. And that happened really quite quickly. Within the space of a month, I saw a huge difference in my ability to just be in the world and go about my life. And there's really nothing more that matters to me. That's the bottom line for me. So that's the number one thing I love about the diet, and I'm sure that that will be echoed by all the people who have experienced the same. That is why I am willing to confront the difficult things about the diet, because at the end of the day, everything else pales into insignificance. There's really not much more to say about that. And it isn't just my MS that it has helped me with. It's also been skin problems, anxiety. There are so many conditions out there, if you look on the internet, that are helped by the carnivore diet. So it's unbelievable in so many ways, and that's my number one thing I love about it. It's also had different benefits that I also hadn't anticipated. When I started the diet, I was able to break my sugar addiction, an addiction I didn't even know I had. This has allowed me to create a different relationship with food. So I don't snack anymore, I don't have cravings, I don't binge. I really, in many ways, don't think about food at all, because there's periods where you're fasting and you're just simply full. You don't need that, and your body's not craving it because it's got past the addiction. It's not using sugar anymore for its energy. So I think that that's been really great, and I'm glad to have that when I've reached middle age, because that's the age when you start to put on weight, and it's kept my weight under control to not have any thoughts of snacking, food that's clearly unhealthy. And another thing that I really like about it is that it's very, very easy. It's very easy when you go to the supermarket, because you're only getting about 5 different ingredients, 5 different items, and you know where they are, and you know what you're getting every single time, and it's very, very quick. And then the same applies to cooking. It's obviously there are different carnivore recipes, and you can make an effort to cook carnivore in a more elaborate way, but I tend to stick to what's very simple and very quick, and I just enjoy that because I have time freed up for other things. And I in my previous video talked about how sometimes I feel bored with the lack of variety in the diet, but that's not something that I can't adapt to, and it's not something that doesn't have its benefits. So the flip side of that is that it's much easier and quicker to shop and to cook. Another point is that my number one thing I disliked about the diet in the previous video was the animal welfare concerns that are obviously raised by this diet, and the fact that you need to actively make ethical choices if you are a carnivore that loves animals. But as somebody commented on my previous video, that actually makes you have a deeper respect for animals and a deeper love for animals, and I've certainly found that to be the case. So maybe that sounds counterintuitive or paradoxical, but to me it makes sense. In having to think more carefully about your ethics when you're eating a particular diet only increases your information and your appreciation of that. And as many people commented on my previous video, vegans have to make ethical choices about their plant food because large-scale farming of plants is just as harmful. So these are big and complex issues that I'm reducing to a very quick video, but fundamentally, the biggest thing about the diet that caused me concern is also the thing that's led me to move into a homesteading lifestyle and understand more about large-scale factory farming and make more ethical choices, which deepens my appreciation. Because everything we eat has previously been alive, whether that's a plant or an animal, and the fact that we have to slaughter animals means that we're going to have that deeper respect for an animal than for a plant that we don't think twice about killing, if that makes sense. So it's the flip side of the biggest issue I had with the diet, is that it has led me to make better choices and deepen my appreciation and love of animals. My final benefit of the diet that I hadn't anticipated was the carnivore community itself. which I have found online, but also I'm starting to meet carnivores in real life. And I love this community. It's a community of brave, independent thinkers who are happy to go against the mainstream, people who are struggling with health conditions and have a lot of empathy and wisdom because of that. And it's just, I found it to be a very open and friendly and supportive community that I'm honoured to be part of. So I just wanted to mention that as well. That's by far one of the biggest benefits, although nothing is bigger than the benefit of having your health restored when you've been sick and disabled for many, many years. And what seems miraculous is really just very natural. It's the proper human diet. And I'm so glad I started the diet. So that there's a follow on to my previous video, 5 things I love about the diet. And I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.